What's up, guys? Today in the video, I want to talk to you about my experience at RVDA. So RV Dealer Association is the governing body, if you will, of the dealer body out there. And then the RVIA is the RV Industry Association. And that's usually more of the manufacturing side and suppliers. So the RVDA, they host an annual convention. It's in Las Vegas. Dealers from all across the country come in. People from manufacturers, suppliers, finance, all the technology side. They all kind of get together, and it's their annual convention to just get together and see what's happening out there. There's award ceremonies, there's speakers, there's information sessions. It's a really great opportunity for people to get together and just kind of break bread and see what's going on. The interesting thing for me personally is this is the first RVDA that I've ever been to. And it actually surprised a lot of people when I told them that when I was out there that, I've spent almost 20 years in this industry and I've never been out there. And this was my first time. So it was very interesting to me to get to see kind of what's going on and what's out there and what the different speakers are and who's there. And I just wanted to run through and I guess share my experience, share what I thought of, some of the highlights from it, hopefully not run on too long. I have a tendency to do that. So let's just dive in. The main thing that I enjoyed the most as far as any of the speakers or learning sessions was probably Molly Fletcher's speech. Molly Fletcher, she's a motivational speaker, if you will. She's got books, a podcast, and she is a former sports agent. So she would represent really high-profile athletes in the world, work their deals, help sign them to new locations and new sports teams. She's a badass. And especially being a woman in such a male-dominated industry and just how much of an impact she had, not only on her players and clients, but just on the people around her and the business she built. She is a badass. And I really enjoyed her speech. There were a lot of good takeaways. Actually, I'm going to do a whole video on some of the best takeaways I took from what she talked about. But I would highly encourage you to look her up, Molly Fletcher. And she's all over Instagram and everything there, but she puts out a lot of great content about just how to manage your energy and how to manage your time through managing your energy. I would really encourage you to look into her. It's really good stuff there. I also participated in the annual Wells Fargo, overarching financial outlook that they do. So there's a speaker that comes in from Wells Fargo. He's one of their chief economists. And he breaks down a bunch of data about the world economy, what's going on. And what I took away from that was, for the most part, what they're saying is supply chains are pretty well fixed. You're going to have certain commodities or oil and wheat and certain things that are impacted by the war in Ukraine that are definitely not fixed. But for the most part, the shipping and everything else has kind of balanced out. There will continue to be ongoing hiccups, COVID, shutdowns in China and things like that. Could affect certain items, but for the most part, supply chains are pretty well repaired. They felt confident about the amount of savings that Americans have, which when he shows all the charts and data on it and everything, it's pretty impressive of where we're at as a country. Now it is diminishing, but it's still historically some of the greatest it's ever been. So there's a lot of positives that they talked about. Now that being said, they did also talk about how they foresee a recession incoming, probably, Q1, Q2 timeframe, something like that is when an official recession starts. Now, I kind of say the official side of that because I think in our world, the RV industry as a whole is usually early in and early out to any kind of economic ups and downs. And I think we all know that we saw this already coming. We saw the pullback. We saw customers getting a little bit uneasy and kind of sitting on their hands. And just the slowdown, if you will, we've already seen it happening. So I think we were already in it and we're already feeling it. And what they're forecasting is a very shallow recession, meaning not a very bad one, not an 0809 type thing, a shallow recession. They basically are saying they think the Fed can accomplish the impossible, which would be their soft landing. Now, there's some part of me that agrees with them. There's some part of me that questions them. But I guess if we talk about like our industry as a whole and some of the numbers we're seeing, we have not fallen off a cliff, right? Like it's pulled back and it's gotten hard, but a lot of that was sort of self-induced with imbalances in production and inventories and just managing through some of the hurdles that we have. I think once we get through that, we'll see a little bit more smooth sailing, albeit at a lower level than what we were. So perhaps they're right. I don't know. I'm not an economist. I'm certainly not as accomplished in that world as the gentleman that presented that info was. But I will say that they painted a pretty good picture of what's possible. Like, yes, there is going to be the downturn. No, it's not going to be catastrophic. No, it's not going to be 3 years long. They think by 2024, we're pulling back out of this and things are going to kind of keep growing again. So that felt kind of coming out of there, felt good to hear some of that data, even though I have some questions and some, there's still some what ifs out there, right? The other thing that was kind of fun at RVDA was we had a TRVA reception, and TRVA is the Texas RV Association. I'm the manufacturer representative on the board of TRVA, and we held a reception there in between right before the top 50 awards, and it was pretty cool because we were able to get a bunch of people together, hang out, have some drinks, get some conversations, and just a great opportunity to pull together the Texas people specifically out of RVDA and just have a moment for everybody to catch up. So it was a really good opportunity. It was fun to just kind of hang out with everybody there, because it's RVDA covers the entire country, Canada as well. And this was just nice to have our own little people there to hang out. So, and then you went right into the top 50 awards, which the top 50 awards are as everybody kind of votes and submits packets and all this to identify the top 50 dealers in the country. And it's a really prestigious award. And it was really a cool opportunity for me to see, not only some of my clients, but also some of my close friends get up there and receive these awards. That was really fun for me to be able to see some of these guys get up and do that and get acknowledged for the businesses that they run. So that was fun. And then I would say probably the most neat or impactful opportunity that I had while I was there was getting to watch a good friend of mine become the chairman of RVDA. So Nathan Hart, who owns and runs Walnut Ridge RV in Indiana. He's a partner in Primo RV in Lafayette, Louisiana, as well as Alexandria, Louisiana. He is the new chairman of RVDA. And I would say, I don't know, it almost makes me feel a little choked up here. I'm really happy for him. I'm really proud of him. I think it's awesome. I think it's well-deserved. I've known Nathan my entire career. And we go way back. And, we very rarely have done business together, but we knew each other at a younger age. Him and his family own the dealership, and then him and his brother Justin have just continued to grow this over the years. But we have a good relationship, a good friendship, and it was just a really cool moment to be able to be a part of that and share that and see him become the chairman. So he's going to be the chairman for the next year, help push through a bunch of initiatives. I know the repair event cycle time was a very big topic at RVDA, everybody talking about that and how to improve all of that. So that's a positive as well. Watching our customers get better taken care of is going to be an incredibly important aspect of our business moving forward. So in all, I would say, I think it was a record turnout. Almost 2,000 people showed up for this. The atmosphere, as far as the emotion of what's happening in our industry, I would say it's positive. I came in with that. Everybody's pretty optimistic. Everybody knows kind of what their challenges are, what they're facing. There's certainly uncertainties of how to navigate specifics, but everybody was pretty clear of where they're at, what they have to improve, and what they're going to do in the next year or so to get their stuff in line and to improve their business. So I think everybody's positioned pretty well for any kind of storms that we have coming that's going on right now. Everybody felt pretty optimistic, and I came away with that feeling pretty good about just where we're at. But probably I've probably said this multiple times, but the biggest thing that I took away from the entire experience is, whether you are absolutely in love with a particular, love RVs and the design and this, or you love this aspect or love that aspect, the one common trait that everybody shares in our industry is it's the people, guys. The people in our industry are different. They're special. And everyone in our industry can be competitors without being enemies. And I love that. It is what I love about this industry is all of our people, you guys. And it was really fun for me because there were so many people that I ran into that I haven't seen in a very long time. And it's awesome to be able to just, shake hands, give hugs, and see some of these people that, yes, we compete, but guess what? We're not enemies. We're friends. I want to see them succeed. I want to see them do well because, it helps all of us for everybody to do well. And I saw that amongst the dealers out there. Nobody's an enemy. They may compete fiercely in certain markets and they may want to kill them when it comes to getting that deal, but they don't hate that person. They're willing to collaborate. And that's the biggest part of this industry is the collaboration, the people that make it special. And I left Vegas feeling, first of all, not hungover, which was awesome. I was very, very well behaved out there. But just feeling like, man, it was a great reminder of how cool all the people in our industry are and how lucky and fortunate we are to be a part of such an awesome industry. So I was very glad that I went, really enjoyed it. All the different things that I was able to be a part of were great, and I'm very much looking forward to next year. So if you have never been and you want to go or you have questions if it makes sense for you to go, just reach out to me. I'm happy to tell you more about it, help connect you with the guys there, see if RVDA can help you and your business at all. I'm happy to do so. So always reach out. I'm here. Message me. But also be sure to subscribe, like, comment, anything on any of these videos. Please share them with anybody that you might think might be helped by it. I appreciate you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon.